This new Instagram PR strategy, though, I must say, I know we talk about the backs of the children's heads. The children's faces were front and center of those videos. So it seems like this new PR team has just chucked everything that she previously had out the door and said, no, we want you twerking, we want the kids' faces, and we want everything out there, and we want the public to be able to dissect it. So that's a very interesting sort of shift for that brand, Meghan and Harry. And I really think that it's tragic that the King and Thomas Markle Sr. were not included at all and are not in the children's lives. It's really a tragedy.
Well, because we had the contrast there with Williams, where we had two pictures of all his three children. There was a before and after, wasn't there? There was a before where they were all pictured cuddling their father, and then they've got him on the floor and they're having a little bit of a play with him. And what did you make of the contrast between those two?
Do you remember the royal wedding pictures that Patrick Litchfield took? Again, there was a moment when he said, "Okay, guys, it's all over," and they all flopped down together, and he took a quite sweet picture of everybody, all the bridesmaids and everybody all sort of tumbling over each other. Yeah, I mean, it's completely different. And of course, I've said this before too, but can you come back to Mother's Day? I thought you celebrated your own mother on Mother's Day, not yourself as a mother. And again, we've got Prince Harry as a father being celebrated. So she obviously is not going to celebrate either the King or Mr. Markle. So, yeah.
Not her own father who paid all her school fees.
Exactly, and took her on the set and everything. And, you know, and just go back to, sorry to keep going back to the past, but why did Mr. Markle never meet Prince Harry? And there can only be three reasons for that. One, that she was ashamed of him, which I think was a bit pretty unattractive. Two, possibly that she thought he'd done something. But when Prince Harry rang Mr. Markle up and asked if he could marry his daughter, he said, "You can marry her as long as you never raise your hand against her." And of course, we don't talk like that. So maybe he lives in a world where people have done that sort of thing. I dispute that as well. I don't think that's the case. The third reason is that I think she was worried that he might actually have warned Prince Harry that this is not what you're getting, this girl.
Meghan Markle always managing to make every occasion about herself. This time, it's Mother's Day, a celebration meant for mums everywhere. But somehow, Meghan has turned it into yet another stage for Brand Meghan while most people post tributes to their mothers. Meghan's post was all about, well, Meghan once again, she's missed the point entirely. So what did she do? Instead of a heartfelt message honouring her mum, Doria Ragland, who's been quietly dignified through all the chaos, Meghan's message was a glossy, perfectly curated moment about herself as a mother, flawless makeup, perfect lighting, expensive garden backdrop. Every inch looked like a campaign photo shoot, and while it might play well in California, it rubbed many the wrong way back in Britain. Let's remember what Mother's Day is actually about. It's not a branding opportunity, it's a day to say thank you to the woman who raised you, taught you, and stood by you. For most people, it's about family and gratitude, but for Meghan, it's become another chance to promote the image, the polished, perfect, global mum who's somehow always in control. It's less about emotion, and more about exposure. The public didn't miss it. Social media lit up with criticism, fans asking why she didn't mention Doria, and critics accusing her of self-obsession. Even supporters had to admit it felt tone-deaf. At a time when the world expected warmth, Meghan delivered marketing. And here's the irony, Doria Ragland, Meghan's mother, has been the one consistent, quietly respectable presence in her life. No drama, no headlines, no interviews. She's the kind of mother worth celebrating, dignified, grounded, loyal. But did Meghan highlight that? No, instead, the spotlight stayed right where Meghan likes it, on herself.
They're not two normal families, are they both married into? I mean, let's be honest, that both families have quite a lot of history. They've got a lot
Mr. Markle should have been at the wedding, and they should have flown him over, stuck him in a health farm in the Shetlands or somewhere. Prince Harry should have gone up to see him, and if he couldn't have walked the aisle, he should have been sitting there, because as you rightly say, he did a lot for that girl. She even admitted it in the early days before she distance herself from him.
He lives 3 hours away. There is no excuse. And actually, I have to say, it's pretty... some of the circumstances that he's living in, compared to the riches that Harry and Meghan have, is appalling. And I will always defend that man, because I think that he has been absolutely wronged by that woman.
He's in the Philippines now, correct me if I'm wrong.
He's in the Philippines, yes. He is there with Thomas Markle Jr. and they're just trying to get away from it all. When we talk about privacy and, you know, Harry saying, oh, I want security, they have been hounded. They have had to flee the country, basically, to try and get some peace and quiet. So
he was 70 miles away, wasn't he? It wouldn't have been very difficult for Prince Harry
he was
to
in
have
Rosarito,
driven, the children over there to meet him. I mean, and she talks so much about, you know, relationships and things, and mucks up their own relationship. And one day, as you rightly say, he will die, and then there'll be a whole lot of, you know, what's Meghan, will she go to the funeral? She'll probably make a whole thing about it. And poor man, I feel really sorry for him, because if you listen to what he says, not how he's reported, but listen to actually what he says, he never says anything unpleasant, does he?
That's very true.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. I think he does. I think over the years, I like Thomas as well. I spoke to him in the past.
He's reported as saying it's always, you know, it's always twisted.
Okay.
I mean, if you actually listen to the actual words that he says, he often, when he's interviewed, you can see him thinking for a bit, and he's very moderate. Well, and he was also very respectful to the late Queen, always, and admired her hugely. And what this couple have put her through is one of the things I shall never forgive them for in the last years of her life.
I hope it all ends well with Thomas, because as you say, I've spoken to Thomas in the past, and he's a very lovely, but slightly not damaged, but he's quite, you know, he's been hugely affected by what he was thrown into when it emerged that Meghan married Harry.
It's very messy, and I actually think that without fixing the foundations of that relationship, both Harry and Meghan, they actually won't be able to pursue a sort of brand, because it's very hard to take them seriously when everything's a car crash behind the scenes publicly. So I just think without fixing these family relationships, you can't pretend to have this like lifestyle brand with linen and picking things. It just doesn't work.
We just got time for our quickfire questions. Okay, so if you're all ready. If you could name a horse for the King and Queen to run at Ascot, what would you call it?
Perseverance.
Compare that to the royal family's approach: understated, respectful, and focused on family. Catherine, Princess of Wales, shared simple, genuine photos celebrating her children and her MUMNO gloss. No grandstanding, no PR stunt. It's the difference between sincerity and self-promotion. Meghan has a pattern: every royal event, every holiday, every personal milestone turns into a Meghan moment. It's never just about the message. It's about the presentation. That's why so many people struggle to take her seriously. Even good intentions end up feeling like PR strategy. Meghan Markle may think she's redefining motherhood, but sometimes, it's not about reinvention. It's about gratitude, humility, and love. Mother's Day isn't for promoting your image, it's for celebrating the woman who gave you life. And until Meghan understands that, she'll keep missing the point, one Instagram post at a time.
You're going to hate this.
Go on.
The other woman.
Wow.
Do I have to come up
Explain.
with Is there any explaining to do? King and Queen own a horse. It's nice for them, but, you know, that's their story. But also it's an iconic love story that I back up. I love them together, and I think they just get better and better year on year. So, yeah. Maybe a little cheeky twist. You know how horses have those names.
The right woman.
The right woman, that's probably better. The right woman, yeah.
Are we digging a big hole for ourselves here, Hugh?
The one.
I didn't think it was going to be such an incendiary question. What industry should Meghan pick and stick to?
Silence.
I mean,
industry, but
that's not going to pay the bills, though, Hugo, unfortunately, is it?
Well, I bet you that the bills are quite high, actually, as well. Whenever you see, you know, him arriving at an airport, there seem to be a couple of Range Rovers, a lot of people running around. That must be expensive. And the security and all those things that he pays for. Yeah, I don't know what she should do. But I wish she would keep quiet. That's the main thing. And I wish we could keep quiet talking about her, but I suppose we won't.
Samara?
Mountain climbing, like I mentioned earlier, that would be quite a good sport for her to take up, quite maybe a good career. And probably like a pyramid healthcare scheme. I can see her running that. Okay. Like powders online of sort of matcha powders and different health things. I guess it's not too different from what she's doing now.
Okay, all right.
But so you'd have her going on sort of ballooning expeditions and safaris with wild animals around the place, and sort of...
That'd be Harry, I reckon. That's what he would love.
I think I see where this is going.
I know. This is going the same way as the horse names. I think we need to draw a line underneath it now. Right. So if you had to work for the Sussexes, what job would you apply for?
Oh, well, it wouldn't last very long, so I could apply for any job I liked, I suppose. I don't know. It might be quite fun to be the butler, because then you could hear their illuminating dinner conversation, couldn't you?
I agree. I mean, I was thinking about this, chief exit interviewer, because I think that is a very in-demand and always being used job. I mean, they've got constantly staff in and out. So I'd just want to be doing the exit interviews and getting all the scoops.
Right, that's a good idea. With human resources, you'd be very busy, wouldn't you?
Yeah, be booked and busy.
Doing all the payoffs and things.
Yeah.
Yes, working out how much they had to get in redundancy pay. You'd be very busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're not there for long, so not too much redundancy, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, excellent answers all round. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. We went through a lot, so it was a very busy week. So thanks for everything you contributed. Right, that's all we have time for on this week's Royal Exclusive. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments as we do read them, and don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss an episode. We'll see you next week.